just a few more minutes, right? Because everybody needs to go to the military base coming from the main peninsula, and it's always going to be bloody. But speaking of being bloody, we've got a DRS this time going up against the Philippines Harame Bros, and first blood goes to range.
Okay, it's a common sight for Harame Bros. Meet up with opponents here in Erangel. It's always been the case. And stats-wise, it's still kind of 50-50, I would say. But this time around, at least it's a good start for Harame Bros getting their first blood. So whoever who's around would see that, oh, Harame Bros got the first blood. That means they're kind of it up. So let's not challenge Harame Bros for now.
Ooh, great start. That's all I can say for the side of Harame Bros, especially getting that first blood. I mean, they do love to drop, in Fairy Pier, and they always have a fight with Aegon I8. But now that Aegon I8 will not be joining us for the grand finals, I do believe they will be the only team occupying Fairy Pier. But I think it was just like an unfortunate clash between DRS Gaming when it comes to like getting to the vehicles first, perhaps. And it just so happened that maybe Range has a weapon, and that's why he was able to actually eliminate one of the players coming from DRS. But then, I believe it is still, doable for the side of a DRS. Although you don't want to start a game losing members of your team, at the initial onset. But let's see how far that they can last for the match one here of the grand final. Speaking of Horror Esports, this is of course Sir Cloud's choice of team for match number one. They are, I believe, potential clash with the team here inside this area with Talon Esports.
Inside of Yasnaya. Not the first time that they share Yasnaya, but this time it's a bit of a truce between the two of them. Talon Esports takes the west side, while Aura Esports takes the east side. So, an indirect truce between the two, and we have seen this sort of sharing before at the tournament. So I would say that it's pretty doable for the two teams, and plus one do not have the circle, so might as well call it a truce for now, and we'll see you in the final circle.
Yes, sir. But here we go. FaZe, okay, they are on the south side of Georgiapool. Team Pandem has occupied the north side of Georgiapool, but are they going to clash? I mean, I cannot say, because as soon as these guys finish up their looting, or they have filled up their bags with their resources, I feel like they will head towards the circle, since it's so far away from Georgiapool area, and you don't want to have like a grand entrance, like late entry when it comes to circles like this, because there will be plenty of teams that will be sticking to the edge of the circle, and it will be hard to actually go through.
Oh yeah, that's why some teams, they just like down to meet the base, although still don't know whether the circle will go there. Okay, even RS is doing so, but if any team just chooses to stay in the main peninsula, I mean, can't really them, because we still don't know. But we might get a clearer idea in stage number 2. But there also that possibly that even though it's stage 2, the circle will still look like it's 50-50. So at this point, it's more like a roll of the dice on what you plan.
Yeah. And the only teams that actually lost a member would be DRS and I believe this is Talon Esports, but not quite sure, because I saw a team a while ago actually with just 3 players. So perhaps it's Talon Esports. We don't know. We're gonna get back to that in just a while. Now let's check out what Falcon Force is actually doing. We can see, or we can hear rather, some exchange happen, and I do believe those are the boys from the Xavier.
Oh, here we go. The Xavier winning the fight against Falcon Force. Alright, Falcon Force, 2 active players left. Gordon tries to go away. Top and E gets taken out of the game. And for the rest of Falcon's Force, we definitely don't want to continue on the field. We just leave this area for the Xavier.
Yeah, not a great way to start a fight, considering that you've already lost, like members of the team, especially that stage 1, and there's really not much teams that are going for engagement right now. It's all about rotations. And speaking of engagement, there's another team or set of teams fighting Hilltop, that would be DRX, and 4 Miracle Vibes. Baron is currently knocked down, and coming off the kill feed is Red Face of Talon Esports that got shot by No Fear of Horror.
Oh, everyone wants to hide area. Just outside mid to the base, DRX made it first, and then had the advantage against 4 Miracle Vibes with Baron currently down. And the team, if you look at the minimap around the corner as well, but Talon, oh, they lost the fight against Aura Esports.
Okay, Aura is pretty unstoppable. I think they're building their momentum at the initial stages of the game, which is not bad at all. They could even score the first winner with a chicken dinner for the grand finals, because they've managed to put up 3 elimination points under their name now. And just look at that, No Fear bagged 2 of them. But speaking of DRX, oh man, I think they've already managed to put out a player coming from former Vibes.
Looks like that be the case, and that was Baron that they knocked down earlier on. So with that sort of win against 4 Miracle Vibes, they would have this area for themselves. And not only, okay, QXZZZ taking a reverse at the bridge. Is he thinking of a roadblock? Okay, we don't know for sure yet. Keep an eye on what the RX has in mind.
Yeah, it's quiet. Stage 1 of the Rankle, exactly, again, the opposite of like the stage 1 that we've had previously. But just look at that, the circle. This is I don't know what's gonna happen, Circle. We don't have that much land to work on, so might be finished. I mean, this game might be finished in just a few more minutes.
Well, with this sort of circle, you only have like what, 40% of land, 30% if it's only the mid to the base circle or mid to the base island land. Man, it's going to be messy here. But it's also an indication that it's going to go towards mid to the base island. So teams on the main peninsula will start to rush in onto mid to the base.
I am now anticipating that some of the teams will go for a little swim down in the ocean just to get across. But that is such a huge risk, because if you get into the waters, you know that you cannot pull any of your weapons, and you'll be like, it'll be easy for other people to actually fish you off. But let's pick Yamba, because they just did a rabid spray up against Bigatron Red Aliens. I mean, they were able to connect, but not enough to shut anyone down from the side of the Red Aliens.
At least it's them dominance in this area to be like, okay, don't come near Novo, because Novo house for now. So Tianba keeping an eye on the move Bigatron Red Aliens as they move up to the high ground, which is a pretty decent spot. Highest peak in the military base island. So get that spot, if they have the right weapons, long range weapons with the right scope, they could probably steal evasions or at least gather information on the movement of the other team from there.
Alter Ego Errands might be maybe we can go for a boat ride, but Lamborghini caught off guard there. I believe the Savior just got sandwiched between Bigatron and Yudu Alliance. I mean, Yudu Alliance is just going around in circles there. Oh, Olivia fell into the trap as well. He's currently bleeding out there.
Caught in between 2 teams as well. So Tianba now will be trying to catch Alter Ego, who's trying to duck themselves in the area of Novo. It's not going to be that easy, but they do have 1 representative already, and Novo will see how much he can do from that area. As for K1, they will lose Tian Yu, says, I believe that's during the rotation. There you go, in the water. Nothing much you can do about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we thought of what's gonna happen. With this kind of circle, teams don't really have that much option. I mean, it's either they cross or pass through the bridge, or they just go for the swim. And just look at that. I mean, the amount of teams coming from Novo Repnoi. I mean, everyone is desperate to get a compound, or at least get inside a house or something. Oh man, tough luck, for the side of TJB, K1, and Hora Esports. I mean, Hora, they can pass through the bridge, I think, because it's still included. Part of it is still included in the circle, but they will have to deal with Yudo Alliance and D Savior.
Yeah, guess Hora Esports right now, they really need to time themselves perfectly in order for them to come in without being gatekept by other teams. Just like what they're doing right now, gatekeeping Alter Ego for the next target. And Liberation team is running wild still with Gage 1 taken out. And Tenba shot nated down by Richuki, aka Sata. So Nate onto Genba, that will make Genba realize that hey, there's also a team behind us that could see us.
Yeah, they did kind of want a hard circle for the teams, and I think Pubg, okay, I got you covered, guys. All right, so here we go. Tianba, I mean, huge advantage here up against Alter Ego Errors because Alter Ego Errors is really hard to move on this kind of stage. But you know, a very on-point break coming from Alva, but one of them is currently knocked down. That would be Rosemary, but there's enough time for them to actually pick up their teammate as teams are rotating, so the only team that's actually really pounding on them would be Tianba.
Long range shot, look at this by QCCC from the other side. Nice angle though, but he's been taken out by waiting for the ability. But it doesn't matter at this point because Tianba is still wiped out Ego, and now they can go in for the reset.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot really blame Alter Ego Errors. Again, they didn't really have that much option. They didn't have the space to work with, and that's just like a huge advantage really coming from the side of Tianba. Now, TJB is already making their way. We've got only S inside those little warehouse right there, also getting into position right here, and there you go. I believe Tianba also just got eliminated. Yeah, but with, wow, 7 elimination points. I mean, with this kind of circle, with this kind of situation circle on, oh man, that is a solid one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain about 7, right? So it's a pretty okay start. I'll go play some points, but hey, I mean, 7 is, it's alright there for team. I'm sure they wish they could gain more, but of course, which team wouldn't, right? But 7, pretty solid at this point. Let's see how many more points can the other teams take here. Which is Hora Esports. The last time we saw them, okay, now we do see them on screen here. They're still on the bridge. They're finding their way through, but a lot of teams on the other side, they are distracted. That could be an opening for Hora Esports. As we check out the next phase of circle, it will go towards are in the middle.
Stage 4, and it is already catastrophic for most of the teams here, if not all. Hora Esports, we did expect them to actually have an altercation with D Savior, but it turns out it will be the guys from Falcon's Force. With the exception, of course, of Yudo Alliance also doing a little bit of, you know, like tap and fire from here and there, you know, just to get lucky with the shots, but they are already operating on just 3 players. But as for like being too aggressive with a shot, oh man, the distance right there is just really making it a little bit impossible for Yudo Alliance to score some shots.
Yeah, so Yudo Alliance, they would need to reset themselves since one of their players currently down. It should be still alright. We don't see a follow-up after that. I'll probably be a little bit more worried for Hora Esports right now. Since they're gatekept by teams by the bay. But look at the elimination feed on the other side. DR takes on Harame Bros. Jappy will be eliminated by Saise. Saise self-dominating with 3 eliminations.
Yeah, DRX just punished the Harame Bros from that exchange. I do believe that there were 2 that got shut down, but we don't know. For the side of Team Pandem, again, another team that's not really having a good time because 3 of their members already out of the game, and here comes Space. Player number 1 just parked his car. Cool, getting ready to attack, waiting for that right opportunity. I mean, it's hard to challenge a full squad.
Yeah, they are here. Oh, there you go. Straightforward elimination by 9 Noise. Team Pandem eliminated number 12. No points at all for Team Pandem. Hora's now coming on to Yudo Alliance by the base. Taking clear of Yudo Alliance before they're able to move further in circle. They'll start it off by taking out Adilu.
Yeah, Shoyu, it'll be difficult for this player right here to pick up at a look the situation. I mean, Hora Esports will definitely not let go of the situation because they already have the upper hand, and a point is still a point, and this is bad for us. So it means that, you know, teams will always go for their survival, eliminating players inside the game would make sure of. Now, Harami Bros, Jappy already out of the game, and they have a house to work with by their space, but Mr. Barrow with the DBS is in the battlefield.
Nice doing there by Mr. Barrow. And with that, Hora Esports scores 5 elimination points. Now looking for the next target. Oleo on the one nade lob across. Oleo repositions himself. He knows he does not stand a chance against Hora Esports since he is alone, and navigating on the rocks here is not going to be easy.
Yeah. Again, this is a hard circle right here. I believe, you know, the skills, the width will be challenged altogether, and Udo Alliance really is in a pickle right here up against Forest. So let's see how long he can actually last in this situation. Now, we only have a few seconds before the zone closes in again. Let's check where it will land. But as for Falcons Force, they will not be joining us for this stage as they just got eliminated from the game.
Man, it's so difficult for Hora. Going away from them. And then now they have to find their way into the next week of the this time around, teams do have a little bit of advantage again, especially with the high ground area. We got DRX now, just right bottom of the Xavier, who has the peak of this hill. But this hill, not entirely in the circle. It's still semi-okay there, but expect the next phase to not be at the circle.
Okay, this is an okay angle for the Savior. They have that elevation to work with, so I guess, you know, there's a big chance to actually score some points, especially DRX is within their line of sight here. Up above them, I do believe there is a team. I'm not quite sure which team that is, but as for Patagene, oh man, I don't think he can still get picked up. DRX also is having a conflict with former Vibes because Dog just got eliminated, I believe.
Ah, yes. And looks like Formidable Vibes at this moment. Only 2 players left. We're only 1 elimination, but I do understand it's not a tough circle to begin with. But then again, we gotta think about it. Formidable Vibes, they mid to the base, so it should be a circle that favors them, but looks like they're not able to take advantage of it. As for Hora Esports, they come into the circle, they are on the other side of the road. Want to stop them from coming across. Federales will get a knock, but he's not able to shut it off. Of course, that's also because they are behind all these buildings.
Yes, absolutely agree with you, Sosial. But just look at this. I mean, Hora Esports is reeking of confidence right here. Very calculated movements. I mean, the way that they slowly moved forward and actually took over that house, it's a series of great decisions coming from Hora Esports. And now they still actually have a chance to go for that chicken dinner, but they will have to go through BTR, which is a very, like, one of the formidable teams that we have here in this competition. So let's just check if they can actually eliminate Pikachu Red Aliens in the situation, or perhaps they will be waiting for the next circle shift.
Yeah, and the circle shifts and they have to cross the road. It's going to be really difficult for Hora Esports. But let's see how far will the circle go as we look at TJB. On the place knocked down, but the counter fire came in from only S. So they are back though. And actually, we gotta think about it. TJB is in the same situation of Hora Esports. If the circle moves away from that area, they have to cross the road as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna be paying close attention to the kill feed. It was TJB, DRX that's actually doing a massive spray up against the remaining players of former Vibes. Okay, now we kind of have a, you know, like a visual of what is actually happening. So former Vibes is indeed, you know, right in between TJB and DRX. Now that the circle had gone a little to the center, we've got FaZe Clan right inside there, and I do believe this is a bit open right? Or do we have like some sort of elevation there, you know, for the teams to work with? But then again, I don't really see any compounds or any solid or concrete walls that teams can use to protect themselves.
Yeah, they need to climb up the hill. And while climbing up, they're exposed from behind. So it's not going to be an easy hike for the team. And for DRX, they're trying to stop PJB from coming up. So this is an example. But Refuse is still alive from PJB. But Refuse is alone, so he will not pull the trigger yet. Trigger discipline by Refuse. But for Haramos, they're eyeing down TJB as well. So basically, TJB have two crosshairs onto them.
This is hard, Sir Cod. I mean, Harame Bros, they do have, you know, like a house that they can stay into, that, you know, there's sort of a refuge there, but there's plenty of teams that would, you know, kind of pass through that edge of the circle there, and it's gonna turn into a bloodbath at exposure. But for Miracle Vibes right now, TJB went in for the charge. Ruthless being the last player for Miracle Vibes will not have a chance to go for that particular trigger. They went out with one elimination point. Now here comes the attack coming from Horror Esports, challenging up the boys of the Red Aliens. We got Malik, Mr. Barrow on the ground, so Snoker and Aura. And it's kind of happen for the team.
And nice defense by Big Shot Red Alien. Aura Esports does not stand a chance at all. And the fact that Base Clan on top did a little bit of help to Big Shot Red Aliens. Well, Aura Esports, what you can do about that. That was their only chance. But okay, on the outside, it's going to be Olio. Olio! From the prone to the shot to knock!
Oh man, he wasn't even doing any dance. I mean, he was just on prone basically. He wasn't doing anything, but it was on point, you know, when it comes to his aim, and did the job. Oh man, that was fascinating to watch. Now he comes here right now with the massive spray up against TJB. Apply that huge pressure because they are really preventing them from getting inside the circle.
Absolutely beautiful early on by Olio. But for DRX, look at the position that they have high ground against TJB. This does not stand a chance. He knows how to hike up and he's forced to move away. But the moment he moves, that's it. DRX now.
8 elimination points. Pretty strong. Coming from Big Shot Red Aliens. Now we've got Udo Alliance. Oh, Leo just eliminated. What? Harame Bros. Oh man, Leo is pretty tough. I mean, this guy has been making it, you know, a lot of score, a lot of points for the team, considering that he is all alone.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, even yesterday he pulled off a V4 clutch against Reject, and he's doing it again. It was so much to take him down. But speaking about now Gente will want to be taken down by Van. He does have the high ground advantage. Okay, Atat takes up Victorious from the end. Pass going to come in from behind. DRX goes out at number DRS comes out goes out at number 5 with 0 elimination points. But BTR is here against Vic.
Okay, so Faith Clan, they're on the top right here. Advantage up against Big Shot Red Aliens. There you go. I mean, the R just welcomed that nade with open arms, and now I mean, he's on the ground together with the teammate there. So while we're working, we're just to place for the side of the Red Aliens. Space Clan seems to be really punishing them with the amount of bullets that they are actually sending EPR's way. Now Zux is trying to escape. Will he survive? Because Space Clan continues to make it rain.
Zuxi stands no chance of coming up. And Zuxi is still kept on that circle though. So mission complete so far by TRX, and probably also even faced by another player is actually on the outside circle. Judo Alliance still has that one last player left, but this time it's going to be his hardest.
Okay, so DRX getting into position here. We've got QXZZZ outside of the zone and just really checking out the place. Perhaps he's looking for Olio, the last member of Udo Alliance, of course, also trying to make way inside the zone. But I think this is going to be like a solid battle between Face Clan and DRX. Of course, if a Zuxi or Olio of Udo Alliance will not try to terminate any of the players coming from DRX, but yeah, QX Triple Z is currently not down.
Okay, here we go. Leo comes in from the side, tries to gain points. Leo just by himself, is running away from the blue. He's out of first aid. He's no first aid to heal himself, even though he's in the circle. So he has to loot up if you want to. Popping up that smoke, trying to get as close as possible to a loot box.
Whoa. Alright, so okay, FaZe is no longer inside the circle, so it's the DRX who got favored by the PUBG gods here, and I'm not saying it's an easy chicken dinner for the side of the Korean team, but I mean all the advantages works out for them, and FaZe is right down below them. Same thing goes for Olio and Zoxy of BPR, but we're talking about their last remaining player, and it'd be easy for DRX to actually eliminate them.
Okay, lock onto Olio, but that overshot. Olio is still A-OK in goal. Now, the next one I'll be worried is the final member of BPR, that's Zoxy. I wonder how he's going to come up. Okay, Zoxy. Time to go, Zoxy. Who will be onto him now?
Yeah. Olio and Zoxy might go up against each other since DRX is busy dealing with, dealing business with FaZe Clan here. I mean, we can see that there have been, like an exchange of nades. Smokes are already being popped off. For now, Olio and Zoxy's being quite, just letting these two teams, talk it out with one another. But great spot from Saisei eliminating Noise of FaZe.
Well, Olio went out on number 4. But great run by Olio, honestly. And now it's going to be DRX, FaZe Clan, and also Zoxy. Zoxy, I don't know if they remember that Zoxy is still there. Okay, a lot of focus now between FaZe Clan and also DRX as Onzen will move in. And he's on the flat ground right now, putting back a lot of pressure to DRX, tossing those nades, hoping to land something. Saisei with a nade of its own, cooking it up. He's on to player 1 AK moment, but a little bit too short.
Oh man, Zoxy is doing tremendously well. That's all I can say. I mean, DRX is still busy, fighting it off with the remaining players of FaZe Clan here. It's a 3v2v1. We've got Onzen on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping a close eye on Zoxy if he will be moving at any point in stage 9, but the zone is closing up. In just a while, everything will be devoured by the Blue Ripper, so it's gonna be an intense fight, coming from this 3 final teams.
Here we go. Could it be Zoxy coming up with the backstab? That is something that we'll need to see. Next now, play the patient games against FaZe Clan. I wonder if their thinking is that it's only FaZe Clan. They totally forgot about Zoxy from the lower ground. That Zoxy really calculating his move, waiting timing to show himself up. So far, we don't see Zoxy in action, and here's the last one. Oh, QX, Z. Those is Zoxy. The name will be lob across, and Zoxy out at number 3.
I mean, yeah, talk about momentum. It's DRX. Elimination points for the team, and there goes the spray coming from QX Triple Z here, trying to put down Onzen from that exchange, and there you go, ladies and gents. FaZe Clan got eliminated with 11 points as well, but it is still DRX